So hello everyone. It's been a while since I've done a nice old-fashioned comic book haul, but something that I've been working on is, and I finally got it. It's the run of the brand new, all new, brand new, modern Wonder Woman. And for those of you who don't know, that's the spot where whatchamacallit, the editor Denny O'Neil, they were like, oh, let's decide to change up Wonder Woman. Let's strip her of her powers, have her learn kung fu, and let's make stories like that where she has no powers, which completely misses the boat. You thought it was trying to be a feminist, beside feminist and women's rights movement and stuff like that, but completely missed the boat with the character. But I was like, you know what? I just thought it was such an interesting footnote in the character that I wanted to get them all, and I got to tell you, I managed to pull that off. It took a while, but again, I'm not sprinting, I'm not in a hurry, and I have all the time in the world. So here's a quick one. This is starts at 178, I believe. So Wonder Woman 178, and if you see the glare, that's because it's in Mylar. So look at that. This one I got at C2E2 like 2 years ago, not the current one that came. There you go, 178. And then we got 179. This is where she fully gives up her powers. Good cover too. It's a really good cover, but she gives up her power here, and it's just, oh my god, what's the right word I'm looking for? It's just in a lot of these issues, I mean, it's just plain silliness. A lot of it. In this one, it's like things happen so fast. It's like if this was written today, this issue would be stretched out into 5 issues. Just this issue alone. So many things happen. Steve Trevor gets shot. She gives up her powers. She has to move. She meets I Ching. It's like what the fuck, dude? Like so much crap that happens here. See that? Ah. Then 180, the alleged death of Steve Trevor. So you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? So again, a lot of these are in Mylar, hence why you see glare. But yeah, it's another one, alleged death of Steve Trevor. Just plain silliness. Like if you're trying to get this run, if you're looking for like meaningful stories that make you think, you're not gonna find it. Trust me, you're really not. This is just silly stuff. 181, the ski resort when she's trying to go after Dr. Cyber. Again, I think that's like the biggest thread in this run was the character Dr. Cyber that went for like, oh God, I want to say 7, 10 issues. But again, like nothing of note, nothing that's like this is the greatest story ever. It's silly, meant for kids, apparently. You know what I mean? And then there we go, 182. Oh man, I need to fix the tape on the back of that. But yeah, 182 Wonder Woman. Man, just some silly stuff. Ah, another one in Mylar, 183, I believe. No, it's 84. No, 183. Right here. And this is kind of where she returns to Paradise Island. And of course, she has no powers. And this one's another silly one where, what is it? Like Ares, like got a war, tries to, take over Paradise Island. Then she goes to like this weird other new world. And this is part 4 of this, 184. She goes to the other new world to try to recruit like other people, like King Arthur and like just like heroes of like folklore and stuff like that. So it's just complete and total silliness. Like it's like I said, like you're not gonna find anything, oh man, groundbreaking in these stories. Like they're just some of them are just really silly fun. Some of them just leave you scratching your head like, okay, that was a story. Ah, 185, where she rescues this little young woman over here because they were chasing her, and then she gives her a job at a boutique. Like I said, it's like it's just so weird. Okay, hey, she's not gonna have her power. Steve Trevor's gonna be killed off. We're gonna have you learn kung fu from Guy Ching, and oh, by the way, you're gonna now be a business owner in a boutique. It's so weird. It's so weird just how it just happened like nothing. Literally like in an issue or two. That's what happened. But this is not it. 184. Then 180, no, so 186. over there. Another one where, just involved magic, and oh my god, I remember this one too. Aiching apparently knows some little bit of magic. It's just silly, just silly stuff. And then she was always wearing all white too for some weird reason. Like, why? Why would you wear all white? I don't like wearing white because it freaking stains. Not just that, but there's this thing called your period. You think that would come on? 180. There you go. 187. There you go. Bondage cover. Oh, look at that. Oh, that seems to be a rave now, or was a rave, like a nice little fat. Again, Dr. Cyber. Dr. Cyber, she thought he was dead. Then they allegedly killed Dr. Cyber in this issue. Well, that like the biggest common thread was Dr. Cyber, the woman, the female villain, and most of these issues. That was like the main common thread. This is what they think to get rid of her. Nice cover too. Then uh, Wonder Woman 89. Look at that position of that gun. Oh yeah. But it's not just that, but it's like this is such a weird one too. Well, God, were they in Vietnam in this one? I want to say they were trying to help people flee the country to get rid of that dictatorship, and so she's like literally goes on a boat and just mows people down with a machine gun. Like, holy fuck, man! Ah, good time. Wonder Woman 190, and then a sort of I don't know. There's a 191. This is kind of a reprint, but kind of not. It does tell some of the earlier stories, but at the same token, it does kind of have a similar story in there too, like a new one. So it's kind of a hybrid reprint, hybrid not. Uh, Wonder Woman 192. This is kind of another one where, God, what was it? She was like trying to defend like this whole. It was like a different world. She was trying to defend like this kingdom from this dictator over here. So it's again silliness. Uh, 193, a little more Earth centric. This one not grandiose or anything. But again, it's like it just some guy seeking revenge for his sister Angela. No, everything happens has a happy ending at the end, by the way, too. Yeah, 194. Just another silly one where, oh look, she's a doppelganger of a princess. She has to take their place so the princess can be protected. Just again, silly stuff happening here. And like I said, a lot of glare, but that's because they're in Mylar. 195. Or is it 196? No, 195. My personal favorite of this entire run. This is like the closest thing you'll get to a horror story. This is a fantastic one if you want to read something that's somewhat a little bit horror related. Because this is like a classic stranded. Oh, they're stranded in the thing in like a snowstorm. Then you go to this hotel, not a hotel or inn, and it's a hotel inn that shouldn't be there. And it's haunted by these people that are ghosts, and it's then there's murders that happen, and they have to try to get out alive. And closest thing you'll get to a horror story that involves Wonder Woman, like in my opinion, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. This was a nice one shot. Oh, another bondage cover. Oh, look at that. Oh, 196. This is not in the best shape either, too. Like, yeah, but I didn't pay that much money. And then we're just going to pure reprints here. 197. Like this is a complete reprint, but just for completion's sake, I got it. And I didn't spend that much money on it either. Ah, there you go. Wonder Woman 198 again. Reprints of earlier stories plus some classic stories from like the 40s. And again, like I don't give like I didn't pay too much of it because I'm not gonna pay a ton of money for a reprint. Like what the fuck am I gonna do that for? Yeah. Wonder Woman 999. Again, this is actually a new story too. It involved a code and her getting hired by someone and just again just silliness. Just silliness. Wonder Woman 200. Another bondage cover too. Geez, man. It's a lot of these. in just this particular run. But this one, Dr. Cyber comes back. She's bitter and angry. She dies in this issue because she falls on a knife that she gets thrown onto. But yeah, it's like, that she makes a return. She wants to transplant her brain to Diana's head and just, again, more silliness. Ah, Wonder Woman 201. This actually has Catwoman in it. That's Catwoman, by the way, right here. I know a huge different costume. She had a few different costumes. That pro entire profile for two. So yeah, Wonder Woman 202. It's Catwoman on the bottom, and then this is actually a brand new character. And my God, this is probably one of the worst introductions to new characters that I've seen. It's like, oh my God, like these characters suck. It's like, what the fuck? You introduce these two new characters in this brand new world. It's like just like yeah, and then you were gonna spin off on their own issues. I don't think they're very popular now because I can't even remember the name even after reading it. Ah, Wonder Woman 203. Now, this is what would be called, I think, the equivalent of kind of pandering a little bit. Whereas, like, this is a whole women's rights issue here, back in the 70s. And my God, dude I mean, it's as about as subtle as an atomic bomb. Let me just put it that way. It's like, dude, I like stories when they're putting up issues, but that have a little bit of subtlety to it. Not when they're just blaring it in your face. But again, I mean, just for some reason, this entire run has like a lot of bondage covers. Like, what was it, 4 or 5 now? And then this is the last issue of the run where she loses her power. This is where she regains her power. That's Nubia over there, who's her sister allegedly. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that now. And again, this is another one where it's just it had not a lot of story to it. Like it just happens. Like oh God, what happens? Like Aichi gets killed by a sniper, her mentor. Then she falls off. She gets like hit in the head and falls, has amnesia. Conveniently goes to Paradise Island, and then like pretty much gets all her memories restored and her powers restored, except this whole excursion of losing her powers, and that's it. There you go. And that was the entire run of the brand new, all new Wonder Woman. You know, when she loses her powers and learns kung fu and meets I Ching and runs the boutique and dresses in all white for some weird reason. But that was it. And that's the entire run. It took me like I think 2 years to do it. Again, not in a hurry. I have money, I have time. I'm just not gonna spend ton of money on stuff that it's like I knew going into it that I wasn't gonna be classic stories. There was gonna be a lot of silliness, and I was correct in that assumption. But it's just an interesting note. And anyway, thanks everyone for watching.